Welcome to Damiscology TV once again, and today's topic is about the BRD document. So we'll be discussing what the BRD is, its purpose, its importance, and how we can use the BRD process help to improve our business processes within our organization and the positive impact that it has when these processes are implemented and carried out within our organization. So I'll just go straight into it. Now, what is a BRD? A BRD is simply business requirement document, right? In some other tech spaces, in some other business organizations, or yes, in some other organizations, it is also referred to as business requirement specification document, right? So what this document in its encompasses, what is inside the document, what is detailed in this document, is basically called requirement specification. Nothing more and nothing else, right? It's simply called requirement specification of any particular system, or any new system, or any new development, or any new project, or any new change that is meant to be carried out, or that is going to be carried out within that organization, right? So you have different specifications cutting across key areas of ensuring that the changes that you want to carry out, those implementation that you want to carry out, those systems, those new changes that you want to carry out within your organization, are in terms of security wise, are secured, yes, are secured, are safe for the business use, are fit for purpose of the business use or the customers, also in line with regulatory requirements. If it's a particular kind of change or a particular kind of system that you want to put in place is a regulated change, right, from the financial or whatever regulated bodies that is governing that space of organization, that organizational space, right? So many changes like that have their different kind of specifications, right, depending on the particular kind of system that you want to set up, the particular kind of change, the new change that you want to implement within your organization. So this specification cuts across different areas. Like I said, it cuts across security requirement specification, cuts across functional requirement specification, it cuts across the expectations, the exact expectation of the customers, the design, cuts across the design, cuts across the look and feel, cuts across performance of that application, performance of that new system, so those are basically the details of the requirements that has to be documented in the business requirement specification document or the business requirement document. All right, so in that document you'll be seeing something about the background of the new system or the new application or the new change. You'll be seeing something like the background. You'll be seeing something like functional requirements. You'll be seeing something like non-functional requirements. Functional requirements are basically those requirements that has to do with the functions of this new change that you want to deploy into your organization. Those new change, what are those functions, right? Or what are those things that the customers have said, we want A for this new application, we want A, we want B, we want C, we want D. So those things are basically referred to as the functional requirements that are needed of this new change or application. So those are the functional requirements in terms of functions. How is it going to perform? How is it going to function if basically the objectives. We want to be able to we expect that this application is able to do A, B, C, or X, Y, Z for us. So those are basically functional requirements. Now, non-functional requirements are those requirements that do not particularly have to do with functions, right? Do not have to do, basically have to do with some basic functionalities within the new change. All right. So non-functional requirements are those requirements that has to do with security requirements, control requirements, security requirements in terms of once this change is deployed, how safe is it for the customers or for the users? How secured is it for the customers? Right? So what are those controls that you have to put in place in this application or on this application to ensure that you reduce or you mitigate the risk of cyber crimes on this application, or you mitigate the risks of security issues, risk issues. So those kind of specifications falls under non-functional requirements. Now, other things you also be seeing in these documents are objectives of the documents. Objectives, something like the objective of this application or the objective of this new change is to ensure that we meet so requirements, we're able to achieve this. Currently we are at this stage, but by the time we are able to complete this deployment, we want to be able to achieve so. You understand? So it's like you setting the benchmark for yourself to say that, okay, currently we are here, but at the end of the day, by the time we've completed this implementation, we ought to be here, or we should be here, or we have projected that we are going to be able to achieve so amount of more profits, or so amount of other beneficial gains for the organization. So you should be seeing objectives, justifications. You're also going to be seeing so I've spoken about background, I've spoken about justification, objectives, I've spoken about the functional requirements, the non-functional requirements. I've also spoken about requirements that also has to do with security controls and all of that. So other things that this document must contain is the document should also have user manual functionalities. That is, how users are going to be configured on this application. If it is an application or if it is a new change that is being developed for users or for customers. Now, it also involves how customers are going to perceive this, how customers, the look and feel of the whole application, how customers are going to be able to navigate around this new change when they start using it. All right, because you need, as at that point in time, you need to be able to project how customers would perceive this application. You need to be able to predict some form of projections towards that area, to say, okay, by the time we are done, our customers should be able to use this application. It should be more user friendly to our users or to our customers, things like that, right? So also it should contain the design, right? It should contain the design of how the application, the background design, it should contain the design, it should contain the architecture, it should contain if there are any other form of integration services that will be coming into play, right, in this chain. It should also be documented in the business requirement specification document, right? So I hope now I've been able to break down what a business requirement document or a business requirement specification document is, what it entails, its content, objectives, functional and non-functional requirements, and every other information that are needed in the business requirement specification document. Now, to cap it all, once this all information are gathered, are documented already in this document, then it is filed for approval. It is filed for approval. It's after this is approved is when the stakeholders, the assigns a project manager, to say you now have the go ahead to implement this new change within the system, to implement this new change within the organization. So that is how we have it today on our topic of business requirement specification document. In our next video, I'll be putting you through on how this document is developed, right? How you can develop this document, and I'm going to share a sample with you. Thank you for joining us today on Damscology TV. Make sure you comment, you subscribe, comment, and share this to other persons that you know can benefit from this, right? Stick with us as we come with more videos to educate you. Thank you, and bye for now.